It's your girl Kendra, and we're vibing out with Big Mart Entertainment. Today, we have MMA fighter Akeem Bashir. Akeem, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm an MMA fighter. I also do Muay Thai, which is another form of martial arts.
Okay.
Um, Collectively, right now my record is 11-4
Okay.
combined. So I'm doing pretty good. I train at American Top Team in Atlanta. Um, so right now that's where we at.
Okay. So tell me where you're from.
I'm from College Park, Georgia.
Okay.
Born and raised. Never lived anywhere else.
Okay. Cool. So, who inspired you the most to become an MMA fighter?
That's a trick question. I don't have a most inspirational person. In a very weird way, I'm constantly motivated by people in and out of the sport, whether it be intentional motivation or reflective thoughts that people have said to me over time or things that I've seen. It's a cumulative thing that brings it all together as far as motivation. I don't have one person to motivate me. Like I said, I go all the way back to people from third grade who motivate me to this day, and haven't seen them since then. But it's always a seed that people can plant if you pay attention to it.
Okay. So when was your last fight?
My last fight was about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. March 2nd,
Okay.
I believe. Yeah, March 2nd. So whenever that was.
So to get ready for these fights, like what's your training process as far as getting ready? You about to get out there, like what's that training process that you give to yourself, like that inspirational type?
Um, as far as the training process, on a weekly basis, I probably train 6, no less than 5 days out the week.
Okay.
I try to swim every day.
Swim.
That's pretty much my main form of cardio. I'm not much of a runner. I don't do too much biking. Although I've pledged to myself that I'm gonna be a little bit more spontaneous with my workouts and
Right.
venture into those things. But right now, I pretty much swim mainly, and I do that on a daily basis. After swimming, I go to training. So if you want to say I train twice a day, you could say that, but I also swim to relax. So even if I wasn't going to train, I'd still go swim just as much as I would swim on a day I was training. So, I mean, it's kind of all inclusive for me.
Okay.
So even when I'm not necessarily training for a fight, I'm still swimming on a daily basis. Even if I'm not necessarily training for a fight, I'll still go to the gym and train. But when it's fight camp and I actually got a fight lined up, like I got a fight lined up April 27th.
Okay.
Um,
Where's it gonna be?
that one's gonna be in Memphis, Tennessee,
Okay.
and let's say I'm probably about a month out from that now. So I'm probably going to be training really hard for the next 2, 3 weeks, and then fight week comes, kind of dial it back. You don't really train too much fight week. You just kind of recover, lose whatever weight you have to lose. Outside of that, it's just going to be another day, you know,
Okay.
in the business.
Okay. So tell me, like, what would you give as far as the younger generation? Like, what inspirational quotes would you give someone that's trying to do what you're doing?
Whether they were trying to do what I'm doing or anything else that they believe in, like even if it's a small seed in their mind, if it's something that someone believes in, I always tell people to at least try it.
Right.
Like let it go incredibly bad. It went terribly wrong. I ain't gonna do that no more. Before you just chalk it up in your mind that won't work, or let somebody else chalk it up in your mind for you that won't work. I truly believe that not necessarily all teachers, but a lot of people through school or parenting or people in the neighborhood, or like people are constantly slowly downplayed to not try. Right. Like, it's constant shade, and it's not always intentional, but just the way society is built and how it is, like you're constantly kind of probed to not really try that hard. Don't try and do that. Don't try and do what you want to do. You know, try what works out for everybody else. You know, right. You know, get a job. You know, be regular. Right. You know, it's a high percentage chance if you just be regular, because if you fail at being great, then you know you'll be regular. And that's what stuck to me. Like, why don't I just try and devote my time to being great then? Or whatever it is. Like, if I wanted to do rocket science, I'll at least try it. I'll look it up, and Google and YouTube is so available nowadays where it's not hard to figure out where you go to do something like that. Right. Like, you know, when I was a kid, I used to always play games. My mama used to tell me the video games ain't gonna make you no money and this and this and that. Nowadays, you can literally Google, how do you make money playing video games? Bring! 50 searches gonna pop up on this way, that way. And, you know, so like I said, no matter which way you want to go with it, like, and people ain't got to try and do what I'm doing, but if there's anything that someone believes in, like I said, all it takes is a little small seed. I'm still believing in people from, like I said, 3rd grade. Right. And they ain't spoke a word to me, but I saw them do something that planted a seed in my mind that it can be done, and ain't nobody got to tell me that. Can't nobody tell me what I feel. People gonna tell me what they feel all the time. You can't do this. You can't do that. That's how they feel. Right. Now, I guess if you hear it so much, then you start to feel that way, but I'm blessed enough where I guess I'm not one of those people. So at the end of the day, I'll just tell anybody, at least try. Like, you got one life to live. If you can't say that you tried, then you failed. Of course. That's obvious, you know.
Right. Okay. So as far as growing up, like, did you do this in school, or it just came about?
I didn't do it in school. I always wanted to do it. Like, ever since I was a teenager, man. Even when I was younger than a teenager, like, I always loved wrestling and boxing and watching Bruce Lee movies, and you know, like, all of that stuff always entertained me. I wasn't much of a basketball, football, right. You know, but you know, turn on the fight movies, some action going on, yeah, and like that's a always type of thing, but I wasn't doing it then. Like I said, it was just a seed. I had a friend of mine that actually was boxing when we was in school, and it was a seed. Right. Like I said, it was a seed. Like, damn, I'm out here boxing for real. Like, I'm just thinking about, and he's actually, and you know, to this day, like, that is one of the many drives that I have. Like, and eventually, I ran into my girlfriend, and my girlfriend signed me up to the gym that I'm at. Okay. And that, in my mind, is the one key thing that actually changed everything. Because for a long time, like I said, even when I was in school, I had a punching bag in the backyard. Okay. I was swimming and stuff then. Like, I was doing the training and stuff then, telling myself, you know, one day I'm going to be out there, and when I show up, I'm going to be ready, and they're going to ask where I did it, and I'm going to say I came out the mud all by myself, my mama backyard, and looking back, it was a very foolish mindset to feel like that I was going to somehow, some way just do it on my own. All I got to do is try hard and, put the work in. And for years I was putting the work in, but it was inefficient. It was empty work. It didn't mean anything. But once I went to the gym, like, it was a light bulb that came on that showed me I was bullshitting all that time. And I accumulated a lot of seeds that had been planted along the way. And they were going to serve their purpose once I got to this point. But that was the thing that really made it happen. My girlfriend signed me up. It was like a 1 week trial. I was just going to try it out. I went, and I've never stopped going. I believe that was in maybe 2014 is when I first walked in the gym of American Top Team Atlanta. Okay. And I've been going ever since. Yeah.
Okay, so with your last fight, did you win?
Yeah, I won a 135-pound title in Memphis, Tennessee. Okay. And like I said, I'm returning to Memphis, Tennessee, April 27th. And this time I'll be fighting for the 145-pound title. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, congratulations, and I hope
Thank
you
you.
win. So that is your most recent event that's coming up? Like, do you have anything else that's coming up? I know you do MMA fighting, then you do
Muay Thai also.
Muay Thai. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Muay Thai is basically you got the boxing gloves. It's punches and kicks, but it's also knees and elbows. I'm still an amateur, so they don't do elbows and we don't do knees to the face. Like with the exception of that, it's pretty much however it goes. Like, you can get kick to the head, you can punch in the face, kicks to the body, kicks to the leg. Everything's good for the most part. Like, nothing unethical. You can't punch in the nuts. You can't, you got the boxing gloves on with Muay Thai. Like in MMA, you got those smaller gloves where your fingers are exposed. So it's a little bit more ruly, but Muay Thai is a lot more simple. Like, you ready? Okay, and and you do what you got to do. But it's basically all stand up. So there's not any grappling involved. There's no going to the ground. You ain't got to worry about a bigger, heavier guy being on top of you. So it's also a little bit less weight sensitive.
Okay. All right. So when you get ready for a fight, like at that moment, you're getting ready to fight your person. Like, what gets you ready? Like, what are your thought process?
Reflection. I constantly kind of reflect and try to appreciate where I am, where I've come from, where I'm trying to go, and just regular life events. Like I say, it's times where I've literally dreamed of this. And it's like, you're kind of feeling, you're back there and you're nervous. And, the lights come on. And, hey, you next. Akeem Bashir, you next. And I'm like, who? Me?
Right.
And, I used to feel that a lot. And I didn't like the way it felt because, you can't predict how things go out there. All you could do is kind of like put your best foot forward and, trusting your training and trusting everything you've taught and everything that you've that led you to that moment. And I've kind of learned how to do that and deal in that fashion. Like I said, trying to appreciate just being alive in general. Like, don't get so nervous where, like I said, I've dreamed of this moment. Why would I go in there with nervous, negative energy? Like, my nerves never go away. My palms will be sweating. Like, you can't make yourself feel great if you don't feel great. But like I said, I reflect and constantly think of reasons of why I should feel great. I don't try and hype myself up and talk myself into thinking that I feel better than I feel. I accept how I feel, and I reflect on, like I said, things that got me here. People who've inspired me and who've given me words of wisdom or words of motivation. I'm very self-motivated. So a lot of times when people come and they whisper something to me or they give me a motivating word, it may not serve a whole lot of purpose at that moment. But when I'm reflecting, that's a moment where it'd be like, well, I wasn't so sure about how I'm feeling, but it told me to keep on keeping on. So, I mean, shit, if I was going to back out, I'm going to keep on keeping on. Or, and like, another thing that's happened for me, a lot of times before I fought, people have died. Like, I've known someone, whether it be a very close person or somebody who wasn't that close. They was just a schoolmate. Yeah, I just knew him. One day you here and the next day you gone, and I don't know how that registers with everybody else, but like that's very valuable to me. I don't take it lightly, and in a weird way, every time I'm about to compete, I've seen some form of death in some way, and that's easy to reflect on. It's easy to keep things in perspective while I'm over here feeling all nervous and petty. Like, you can die any day. Like, I ride a motorcycle. I've literally wrecked my motorcycle on the expressway.
Glad you're okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, I'm still fighting. Like, how could I be in the back feeling nervous or acting like I'm not appreciative of being there? Like, I could be dead. I could be dismantled to where I ain't fighting no more. I could be, it could always be bad. So, like I said, when I'm back there, I try and be reflective and appreciate. I can't guarantee myself what the next moments will bring, but I can control my headspace in that moment.
Okay. So tell me about, as far as your goals. Like, what are your goals being an MMA fighter? Like, what are your goals? Like, what goals are you trying to set for yourself?
As far as goals, there's nothing physical really that would just make it seem like, okay, yeah, that was it. I've done it. I really just hope, I definitely want to take it as far as I can take it. Like, if I could take it, whatever, as beyond nationwide. I want to be traveling across the world. Like, I'm not the biggest about fame, but like, I understand that that's gonna come with it at the highest level if you are who you think you are, and I'm trying to be that. Like, I'm not trying to just make it to the league and be okay, and I want to be great. If I've taken my time to invest myself and invest in this, then I want to be great at it. I could have chose to do a million things. Why not choose something that you want to be great at? And that's what I'm saying. Like, I definitely didn't start this late and wait this long in life to be regular, or nor did I make it this far from being regular. So there's no limit to how far I want to take this, and there's nothing that would physically touch my hands that would make me feel like, okay, yes, I did it. But the most important thing that I want to do and gain from this overall is being able to motivate people. Just like you said, like, I'm just trying. Like, just for real, like, I'm just trying. Like, I'm just trying. Like, it ain't no guarantees. I don't know either. Like, I ain't just found a source in life, or there's nothing magical about me. Like, I'm just trying. Like, I just really try to do my best. I try to be smart. I try to be intelligent. I try not to be foolish. Like,
Right.
I just try. Like, it's not rocket science.
Right.
I get up every day and I could chill. I could not do nothing. I could do whatever. I could go and work for somebody else, or I could try to make my dreams come true.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? And it's simple math. If you get up and go work for somebody else, the chances of getting up and making your dream come true.
It's the balance of life.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell the people how they can get in touch right now. You have an Instagram, Facebook page.
I don't have an Instagram yet.
Okay.
It's gonna come somewhere along in line. I'm not really.
On social media type.
I got a Facebook,
Okay.
Akeem Bashir on Facebook. I'm not really hard to reach. I'm a regular guy. Like like I said, I'm really not here for the fame,
Right.
and I'm an amateur. So right now it's all struggles and sacrifices. I'm paying to compete. I'm paying to travel. I'm paying to do all this. It ain't no money, and ain't nobody giving me nothing. Or like, nah, this costs. Yeah, this is costing me everything. If you see me somewhere, it costs me to get there. Like, so. I mean, it ain't about the money, and like I said, I ain't doing this to be famous. But you know, I know it's people who ain't never seen some of the things that I'm doing, and I'm just talking about my circle of people. Like, and nevertheless, people in the world who I can be a inspiring or motivating from afar. But like, I just know, you know, I got family members who ain't never seen what I'm doing. Like, I got friends who ain't never seen what I'm doing. Like, it's
So they
people.
look up to you, right?
I mean.
In a way.
Yeah, in a way, I gotta get used to the lingo and role model and oh my
Positive
god,
role model.
and look, I've always been a positive person, and
That's
so
good.
that's not new to me, but
Okay.
getting attention for it is.
Okay.
So
You gotta get used to that.
that comes with fighting and doing well and stuff, man. And I guess in some people's eyes that comes with being successful, but success is more than what you gain and obtain through the eyes or in the physical world. Like, at the end of life, I feel like I'm successful if I done made my impact on people, my impact on this world, and did much more than I did for myself.
Right.
Like, if when I go, that I'm not just gone because of what I did for me, that somebody somewhere is still living or remembering what I did, what I showed them, what I taught them, and, my legacy and who I am as a person.
Okay. So now I'm glad we got to talk to you. And congratulations on your win. And I
Thank
hope
you.
you succeed in MMA fighting.
Thank you.
My name is Kendra, and we're vibing out with Big Mart Entertainment. Today we do have Akeem Bashir. Akeem said his Facebook page is Akeem Bashir. He don't have an Instagram, but he definitely will get one.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Akeem Bashir, and I want to give a shout out to Big Mart Entertainment.